Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to our Monday night training. It's September 16th, 2024. My name is Jane Buchanan, and I am your host tonight to bring you some exciting things. But before we get into our training, I want to go ahead and just give a few updates. Also, remember to always check the hub.lifevantage.com. You've got all your updates there. Also, on Monday morning, I believe it is, you get the Monday Momentum email. If you're not getting those emails, make sure you go into your, ask how to get it. You go in and you have to accept the emails. Anyway, it's really important to get your weekly updates. But anyway, there is still time to register for Market Connect US that's held in Kansas City, just 24 days away, which is also when our new product is launched, October 11th through the 12th. Registration fees right now is $99, unless, of course, if you came in on a consultant pack fairly recently, and your pack might have a ticket included in that, so make sure you check that. There's some upcoming Zoom opportunities, some that are ongoing. We've got the Tuesday, the Momentum Live, Tuesday at 10 Mountain Time. And then there's, of course, the LifeVantage opportunity. This week is with Sean Poe and Dr. Nancy, which should be good. That's Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And also, if you want to learn more about the new LifeVantage Healthcare, I don't know if you know this, but there's a webinar that's going to be on Tuesday, September 24th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And before we get into our training, I would like to invite our Growth Summit qualifiers to share some of their takeaways from the event that they just got back from this last weekend. And we're going to go ahead and start off with Belkis.
Hello, everyone. My name is Belkis 𝐒𝐤𝐲, as you know.
Hello.
I was very impressed by everything they did for us. This company is just amazing. Like, you could tell the love they have for the consultant, how much they appreciate us. And it was just wonderful. One of the key things that I took away, which I think a lot of people mentioned this, was Taylor Daniels was talking about how it is so important to keep everything simple, because you want to be able to have the person look at you and say, oh, I can do that also, duplicate, you know? So he was also talking a lot about the customers versus consultants. Of course, we all need customers, but he always would concentrate on the consultants, because consultants make customers. And then he also, when the beginning of the whole thing, when he first started out, he said that he had asked Joe McCord about, what is something simple to say to people about what these products do? Because if you want to keep it simple, you want it to be something that you could just say super easily. So there was a thing here that I wrote that he said that it was really cool. He said, okay, Joe, tell me something, a way that I can say it like a 5-year-old, like something super easy when somebody asks you, what do you do? What do you sell? What is these products like? And he says, well, when you're young, your body, this is what you say about Protandim. When you're young, your body makes stuff to fix itself. As we age, it stops making the stuff. Then when you turn 60, it stops making the stuff altogether, and then you die. That's what he said to say that, you know. So that's what my big takeaway was, that pretty much use small words, make it look like it's easy for another person to jump in and do what you're doing, and not make it too complicated with all these big words, dismutase and all these crazy, And I was like, okay, I like that. I think that's a simple way to just kind of help another person be able to think like they can also add and join you. So that was my takeaway. And a lot more, obviously, but we're going to keep it simple.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Keep it simple. I like that.
Yes. To the point.
And so, yes, consultants means more customers. So that's
awesome. Consultants make customers. That's what he was saying. So a lot of good stuff, but very simple.
Great tips. Thank you. And next we have Senya Borelli. Please share your takeaways.
Okay. Yes. Senya Borelli here. And you know what's really funny? That statement was so important that I literally had written it down to share it. And so I'm just going to say it again.
Echo.
Keep it simple. So I'm going to give you an example. Tyler said that. we kept talking about, okay, keep it simple. Now, Tyler Daniels has done, I know there was a little picture somewhere that said 1.3 billion. No, he's done 1.7. Wait, was it billion? 1.7 million? Is that right, Angie?
Yeah.
Anyways, and so how do you build something that big, right? And so he kind of was asking the room, like, you know, how many people tell us, you know, how long it took to get to, you know, what's your level EC1, or is it because some of these people actually went really fast. So some people did it in a few months and some people did it in 10 years. Like I've been with the company for 3 years. So it took me that long to get to Growth Summit, right? Some people it took 10. And so he went around and said, you know, what is it that was that difference maker? And it really is our decision on what we're going to do and how complicated or simple we're going to keep the business. And there was a girl in there that said 10 years and she had overcomplicated it by, you know, trying to get too many certifications and prove that she was the expert, which is also I am guilty of, by the way. And what it does is it slows us down. So I have here, this was something that I had written down when Tyler was talking, is point to the experts, don't be the experts. Point to the proof. Who never loses the argument is the peer-reviewed study. So you don't have to prove yourself. You just say, hey, oh yeah, I have some peer-reviewed studies. Leading with simplicity and doing what Belkis said. Keep it simple. So, but the other fun thing that I thought was interesting is someone who's done that type of volume as Tyler Daniels. He said, how many consultants do you think I have? His active consultants is 36, you guys. And his active customers, 3.
Yeah.
He has 3 customers, you guys. So when you sign people up, you know, if you ask them what they need and you're asking what their needs are, then you can point them to a consultant staff, because then it's already possible for them to share if they want to. You don't have to rehab that consultant conversation.
Yes.
You know, find out their needs. You say, okay, you can do this, or if you want to share the product, this would really suit your needs, and here's where you can start. So just a tip that straight from Tyler.
Wow, that's great. I love that. I can't believe only 3 customers.
I know.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. We can all do this, right?
If each consultant got one more person, they're still helping you.
Exactly.
You know, they might have a sister and a brother that gets on product, or a sister and a friend. Right. So then you've just duplicated.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Donna, are you on yet? Anybody seen Donna pop in?
I think she's in her Bible study.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, she's there.
Here I am.
There you
I was muted. Sorry.
No worries.
Hi, everyone. Okay, so when you go third like this, you have to repeat yourself because we all learn the same thing. But I'm going to kind of do a different angle. But first off, to me, Growth Summit is a place where everyone should strive to be.
Yes.
It's just the closeness and the intimacy of that kind of event. We got to hang with the CEO. We got to have fun with the CSO. We got to have a glass of wine with people in corporate. It's just a very intimate setting. And they really, from the minute number one, they paid for everything was completely paid for, our airfare, our hotel, all of our meals, our shuttles back and forth to the airport. We got to go to the corporate office, which was really awesome. We had, when I thanked them, I said, I am leaving Growth Summit with a full mind, a full heart, and a full tummy, because we ate a lot of food. We all need the GLP-1 right now, and I tried to get it for us, but that wasn't happening. But it was just a wonderful time. It's a small group, and it really is, something to strive for. And so that being said, a couple of my takeaways were from Tyler. I loved what he said. I wrote it in my notes. You need to fight to qualify. So wherever you are in your organization, whatever the next level is, rank, gemstone rank, whatever it is, fight for it, fight for it. Don't stop. Just keep going because you are the leader of your pack. It's you. So keep going. I love that. I loved that, like Belkis said, if you give too much information at the beginning, all the science stuff, people aren't going to be able to follow you. They can't know all of that. And so, you know, keeping it simple is so important. Find consultants who can find customers for you. If we all had 10 consultants or 5 consultants, let's say, and they each found 2 people, that's a lot. That's an organization. That is the start of something really special for you. So I love that. And then Don Burst, Tyler's amazing. Tyler is absolutely amazing. He's funny. He's friendly. He's he can hold the attention. But they had another girl there. I think she was Senya, correct me if I'm wrong. Is she and is Dawn at EC1?
Yeah.
Okay. So she was our second speaker, and I loved, you know, I am old, so I don't know all the ins and outs of social media like Senya, because she tried to teach me a lot in 48 hours. But what I liked what she said was to post a story every day. And it doesn't always have to be about your business. It can be about your family. It can be something that you're interested in. And these are things, I know there's so many younger people on here, but these are things that I need to learn and that I need to get better at. Actually, my massage therapist today, if anybody saw my stories, I cannot take credit for that. My massage therapist taught me how to do that today. But she also said that you need to have like a contact calendar for every day of the week. And she mentioned Monday through Friday. So she said on Monday, you post something about motivation. On Tuesday, you post something about transformation, maybe before and after picture. On Wednesday, post something about wellness. On Thursday, post back a throwback Thursday from something far away a long time ago. And Friday, make something funny. So it's just that interaction, and people might not comment. You know, I post a lot, and not many people comment, but people are seeing it. And sometimes, you know, when I'm at work, I would love to make a comment and I would love to put a heart or put a, but I'm like splitting seconds all the time. So I don't always get to it. It doesn't mean that it didn't touch my heart. It doesn't mean that it didn't, you know, regulate in my brain. I just didn't have a moment to do that. But so Tyler Daniels was awesome. Dawn Burris is her name. She was great. She just had a different take on it all. You know, the Growth Summit, just everything about it was amazing. So I can piggyback on everything Belkis and Senya said. So it was great. And thank you so much for having us for these little takeaways. It was amazing.
Thank you so much for sharing. And yes, it all seems like we need to get to customers, keep it simple. And I actually love that tip about the calendar and keeping, you know, having a theme for each day. And then you don't have to think about it. It's you just, oh, today's Thursday, it's throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you all for sharing your takeaways, and congratulations. That's a really big honor, and I mean, you earned it. So congratulations. Yeah. All right. So with that said, I am super excited to introduce to you our trainer for tonight, Cheri 𝐒𝐤𝐲. Cheri has been with LifeVantage, has it been 8 years now or 7 still? 8 years. 8 years. She's a wife and mom of 2 adult children. She lived in Northern California for 32 years, and then upped and moved to Mississippi Gulf coast with absolutely beautiful home I've seen, and I'm very jealous. In 2021, she left the Bay Area. She's a pickleball enthusiast who travels for tournaments. She's a beach lover, she has a huge passion for health and wellness, and she loves sharing her knowledge to help others. And she will be sharing with us tonight that the sky is the limit for the GLP-1 launch. So please help me welcome my dear friend, my colleague, and my biohacking soul sister, Cheri 𝐒𝐤𝐲. I love you, my friend. Take it away. Hope you're muted, my dear.
There we go. Thank you, Jane. That was a really lovely intro. I appreciate that. You are my biohacking soul sister for sure. I am really excited about this upcoming product launch. And with the collagen, I think this is kind of going to be similar, and I'll tell you why. I really wasn't that educated about collagen until we launched ours. And then I learned all the benefits of collagen and why it was so important. And I'm doing the same thing with GLP, but since we know it's coming, I wanted to deep dive in. And when we were on our leadership call, I was telling some of the leaders that I had found a really great resource, and I wanted to share that with you guys. I think it was Chrissy Amaral. Happy birthday to her. I think she's out with her family tonight celebrating. She shared a podcast with Dr. Mark Hyman, Casey Kitchen, and Dr. Tina Moore. And I really thought that podcast was incredible. And I started following Dr. Tina Moore, and I, watched several of her podcasts. I really thought what she had to say was interesting. And I actually took a class of hers. So I want to just share a little bit of what I've learned. I'm sure, just from reading the things that are out from LifeVantage so far, I know we'll get a lot more information, especially at Market Connect, and, we're getting it dribbled as we go. But, what is GLP-1? It's a naturally occurring hormone peptide that has a myriad of impacts throughout the entire body. That's why I'm so excited. I can't even stand it. So, where is it made? It's secreted in the L cells in the intestine, and it's activated or turned on, I should say, by certain foods, and then also maybe the volume of food. It's thought to cross the blood-brain barrier, and that's how it communicates with your brain to turn on the I can't say it, but being satiated. That flips that switch, and that's when it tells you, oh, hey, I'm full, I can stop eating. So what's interesting is not only there's gut-derived GLP, but there's also brain-derived GLP. So, you think about that gut-brain access and the communication that goes back and forth. So if it's known to communicate and also be made in the brain, it's important for the brain, not just the gut. So this is something that I learned from Dr. Tina that just blew my mind. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. So not only is it made in the brain and the gut, but what about the fact that there's GLP-1 deficiency, and nobody's really talking about that. Our natural occurring GLP-1 is the possible deficiency. It's known, and it's completely underappreciated as a condition. That deficiency has been documented in people with obesity, diabetes, and non-alcoholic fatty liver. It's also been documented, that deficiency, in people with insulin resistance. So I learned from her that there was a study in 2018 that showed that, get this is just unbelievable to me, 94% of US adults are cardio-metabolically busted. 94% have metabolic issues. That was pre-pandemic. Think how much the pandemic jacked with all of us, you know, so that number is probably even higher now. So if nearly 4/5 of US adults suffer from either being overweight or obese, so, you know, think 80%. And of that group, another 4/5 or 80% has type 2 diabetes. So it's safe to say that nearly all of these folks are dealing with some sort of insulin resistance, whether they know it or not, because a lot of people have that insulin resistance that hasn't really turned into type 2 diabetes, or they haven't been diagnosed. So what that means is that 4/5 of US adults likely are dealing with some form of GLP-1 deficiency, whether it's mild or severe. So since, again, as of that 2018 study where 94% had metabolic dysfunction, anyone and everyone with metabolic dysfunction has some level of insulin resistance, meaning, you know, that hormone doesn't work properly. So that means that all of those people have some level of GLP-1 deficiency. Think about that. We are about to activate GLP-1, and possibly 94% of people have some form of GLP-1 deficiency. Wow. Just wow is my thought on that. So I want just to, you know, dig just a little bit deeper. The GLP-1 receptors, they're not just in the brain and the gut. The receptors sit on nearly every organ system of the body, which is crazy to me. I had no idea. So how about the brain, the heart, nervous system, gut, kidney, liver, ovaries, testes, joints, bones, muscles, and more. So these receptors are everywhere. And what she talks about is the fact that GLP-1 works, and she works a lot with the injections, you know, the synthetics, but she explains how the natural GLP-1 works so that then she can extrapolate how she thinks the injectables are going to work. Well, we're talking about the natural form the whole way. So the natural GLP-1 works in a healing and anti-inflammatory and regenerative manner, which I think that's LifeVantage wheelhouse right there, you know. So a GLP-1 deficient state could lead to unfavorable functioning of the body, obviously. The potential positive outcomes are just, I think, incredible. Because, you know, again, LifeVantage, we're into healing tissues, because that imparts optimal function. So, you know, I don't want to talk disease. I don't want to, you know, we want to stay compliant. We want the company to be safe. But what I'm telling you to keep in mind is that I think this is going to be like collagen, possibly on steroids, from the fact that I think we're going to see so many other, yes, people are going to do it for weight loss, but they're going to say, and this happened, and that happened. And so, you know, just be aware that we have an unbelievable potential in my mind with the GLP-1 activator. I'm so excited. I hope you're excited. I hope that gives you a little bit more background and understanding. It, to me, I have just found it fascinating. I can't wait to hear what LifeVantage has to say now that I've kind of done a deep dive with her. And I will tell you, if you want to take her mini course, I found it very educational. So it's Dr. Tina, Tyna, Tyna, drtina.com / I believe it's Ozempic Uncovered. And that's a free course that you can sign up for. She does 4 days, you know, she'll send you an email, and over 4 days you get 15 to 20 minutes of her education. And I found that really helpful. And I wanted to pass that along to you guys, because I thought, you know, if you're like me, you know, one of the things that I love about being involved with LifeVantage is learning this kind of stuff, you know, tweaking my health and that of my friends and family. So, you know, to have that kind of education going in, you know, it can't hurt. So I just, that's it in a nutshell. I just think you guys were sitting on, I mean, if you weren't excited before, after I heard that, I was like, wowza. I know, Christy, is it October yet? No, I feel like I'm that, you know, remember that ad, open. I can't wait for it. So I just saw a question about Ozempic. So Ozempic, this I learned through Dr. Tina as well. The Ozempic is also a peptide, but it's been tweaked. The reason that Ozempic is a drug, it's not the actual peptide, it's the pen that it comes in is patented, because you can't patent a pen. You cannot patent a peptide. Theirs is it's the pen that's actually patented, and that's requires the prescription, or she works with compounding pharmacies. You can also get it through a compounding pharmacy, but you still need to get a doctor's prescription for the compounding pharmacy. That's where I think, you know, what we have is going to be great, because we don't need a prescription. We don't need, you know, to go to a doctor to activate the GLP-1. But the Ozempic peptide is not the same as the natural GLP-1. It has been modified, and the half-life has been tweaked so that it actually lasts longer in the body. As far as cost, I see Gina's asking. Now, I've heard, and she says, Dr. Tina says that, you know, in the US, we're getting gouged by Ozempic and whoever the manufacturer is, that literally it costs like $5 to $7 to make it. And most people are being charged anywhere from $800 to $1,000 to even more. So the fact that they can get a natural GLP-1 from us for $179.99 on subscription is a heck of a deal. And, you know, we don't have the side effects that the synthetic does. And she talks about the fact that the majority of the side effects from the synthetic injectables is because, in her opinion, they're jacking the doses on people, you know, more than they need. So anyway, there's that. I'm trying to see if there was any other questions that you guys had. You can unmute and ask if I missed you. Let's see.
Cheri,
Yes.
so I want to ask, and if I don't know if you know the answer, if somebody's been on Ozempic and it has ruined them with all those side effects, I know somebody that happened to, and they're very worried and concerned about taking this. What do you say to that? Or do we wait for Market Connect?
I might wait for Market Connect on that, because, you know, I'm not a doctor, but
Right.
And she says that, you know, she's a prescription writing doctor, and she did that because you have to be that in order to dial somebody off a medication as well. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, like I know I heard about the stomach paralysis that can be a side effect from Ozempic. She said that that's been blown out of proportion. You know, I had heard that once your stomach was paralyzed, you're screwed, you know, but she said that that's actually your body will repair itself and come back from that. So I don't know if that's what your friend experienced.
I believe so. She was in the hospital for quite some time. She feels better on Trice Energizer. I know that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it pretty much jacked her up.
Yeah. I would think that they're going to have some people that are asking questions like that. You know, I think that we'll hear more, you know, because I talked to one of my neighbors and she said she used one of the prescription injections and she didn't lose any weight. You know, it didn't work for her. So, you know, I want to talk to her about the fact that this is naturally occurring and turning on your own body's production of it, just like we do with everything else. That's why we're Activation Nation. So, you know, I just think it's going to be a different scenario. So anybody else?
Okay.
I hope that helps. Anybody else? Yeah. Angie said, it's not a drug, zero comparison. You can eat food you can take with this. So, and you know, they should talk to their doctor and let them know that they're doing this. And, you know how doctors are when they don't know something, you know, it can be a little bit weird, but I think this is going to be huge. And I think that, you know, the potential is just unbelievable. So I hope that helps you guys.
Thank you. Yes, it definitely did.
All right. That's it for me. I hope you guys have a great evening.
Thanks, Cheri. That was awesome. And yeah, we will be doing obviously a wrap-up call when we come back, the Monday we get back from Kansas City, and we'll have a lot more details and do a Q&A for sure.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, you guys have a good night.
Awesome. Thanks, Jane. Thanks, Cheri. Thanks,
Thank you.
Donna,
Good to see you,
Belkis,
Cheri.
and Senya.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.